We come to you live today from the Mie Prefecture in the south of Japan's Honshu Island for a race that has seen many title deciders over the years. Some simple, some controversial, but all contributing to a legacy that makes the Japanese Grand Prix an indispensable stop in any Formula One season. A lap of this historic racetrack covers 3.6 miles. It's the only time during the season that we race on a figure-of-8 circuit. And the drivers can expect some intense G-forces through the 18 corners on offer here as they experience some of the highest average apex speeds on the Formula One calendar. Keep an eye out for overtakes into the final chicane. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Golden Boy lines up on pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Oscar Piastri, Gasly, Leclerc, Albon, Stroll, Ocon, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Zhou, Hülkenberg, Bottas, Ricciardo, and Logan Sargent. And now it's time to head down to the track. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. They've been involved in a number of costly incidents lately. That's got to affect their mindset going into this race.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 7.1 seconds. Okay, we've lost a position, that's us down a place. Final lap, push, push. Okay, gap to the car behind, 1.8 seconds. Yes, thank you for all your hard work out there. That was a really strong drive and a great finish. Well done.
That's it then for another fantastic Grand Prix here in Japan. A brilliant victory that has thoroughly earned the applause of the sellout crowd here today. And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Well, it wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Well, after an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Well, there's no question in my mind it has to go to George Russell. What a performance. He's got every right to be proud of what he accomplished out there today.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One, so be sure to join us for the next one.